Hello everyone, my name is Renee. I am from Michigan. Today I want to talk about some steps that I took when I was preparing to leave my W-2, which at the time was being an 8th grade teacher. So these steps really helped me to just build a foundation and feel mentally prepared to take a big leap that was honestly terrifying at the time. But I'm very glad I did it. So the first step that I took was to start my next profession or next career well before I actually quit my W-2. So what this looked like is I became a real estate agent 4 years before. So in 2019, I got my license and I started to learn the ins and outs of being a buyer's and seller's agent. And I just learned the basics so that way when I left, I'd be prepared to do that full time. So 4 years later, I ended up leaving my W-2, and it's definitely not easy, but it was worth it. Another thing I did is I saved a runway. So I saved a runway of money that I could use as I was transitioning from no W-2 paycheck to sporadic paychecks with real estate. I saved that runway so that way I could pay my bills and not have to worry and stress right away about, covering all my expenses. So that was very helpful. Highly, highly recommend you save a good chunk of money there. Another thing that I did was created a routine that I wanted to stick to. Now, that's definitely changed over the months. I've been gone now for about 9 months from my W-2, and it started out very idealistically in one fashion, and then I kind of adjusted as needed and kind of went with the flow with what I felt was right versus just what looked right on paper. So creating a routine really is going to get you in the mindset of keeping a day-to-day schedule that you're going to do all the necessary things during. Another thing that I did was went to a lot of professional development before I left. And what that means is kind of personal and professional. So what that looked like, I'm part of GoBundance Emerge, and we have twice a year, like a mastermind to go attend. It could be in Austin, it could be in Florida, it could be in Chicago last year. I went to Punta Cana once. So all of those were professional and personal development opportunities where I could kind of hone in on what my vision and plan was and go from there. I would say mindset-wise, that really helped me become more confident in leaving my W-2 and really gave me the skills needed and the steps necessary to make the change. So I highly recommend doing a lot of inner work before you actually leave that W-2 so that you're ready to go. Another thing I did was talk to a bunch of others that left. Like I mentioned earlier, GoBundance Emerge is where it's my main group that I'm a part of, and I'm in a couple masterminds, but that's the biggest one. What I learned from those people that already left were like important to-do steps, kind of like what I'm sharing with you here. And just, you can't take their experience like it's going to be yours also, but you have to take it in its small value that it is according to how it could be applied to your life. So, it's everyone's transition, everyone's journey is going to look different, but I highly encourage you to talk to people who have done this before just to get a little perspective. Again, your life probably won't turn out the same way theirs did, but hopefully it'll be better and more aligned with what you feel is right. Another thing I did was had a long and short-term plan to go by. So in GoBundance, we majorly create lots of plans for short and long-term success. And this is called a one sheet technically. And so we look at quarters in a year, we look at years, and then I made a 3 and 5 year vision too. When you make that 3 and 5 year vision, it's really important, I think, to do that one first so that you can break your monthly and even weekly and daily tasks into easy chunkable pieces that can be accomplished without too much effort. You don't want too much block there, or else, a lot of times we tend to avoid the things we don't want to do. So I really highly recommend creating a long and short term plan in that area too. Also, I prepared a lot mentally. So I had actually thought I might quit in 2022, but I ended up quitting summer of 2023. And for the 2 years before I left teaching, I actually mentally said goodbye to everything. I had been there for 14 years at the same school, in the same grade, with the same people pretty much. And it was hard. It was not easy to leave that security and that safety, because that's what I'm really big about, is being in a safe place that I feel a part of. And just saying goodbye mentally and understanding this was not for me anymore, that was a big part of being mentally prepared. I had already said goodbye in 22, but then I was like, oh, let's stick it out for one more year. And so finally in 23, I said my final goodbye that year to every lesson, everything that I did, in my classroom. It was like a farewell every time it was the last time. So I think that's good to prepare mentally that way. Also, I tried many adjustments before I actually left my W-2. So what I mean by that is I switched rooms a couple times to see if that might help me want to stay in my job longer. I also switched subjects. So I had originally taught math and science. I switched to science and English. I also taught careers. I taught a Science Explorer class. And really, I tried so many classes by that time that it wasn't about the classes I taught. It was about the actual job and the fulfillment I was getting. So trying to kind of switch up what you're doing, I highly encourage that. I actually got 2 master's degrees too, thinking maybe this will help me want to stay. And although it did bump my income a little bit, it really did not help me want to stay. It made me want to leave a little bit sooner each time, but I stuck in there a little longer than I expected. So those are just some things that I found to be especially helpful in preparing to transition from W-2 to 1099 in my case, worker. And everyone is different, so just kind of do what feels right to you. Don't go and do something that's very uncomfortable. If you're going to know, your body's going to tell you, your mind's going to tell you, you're going to feel like the flow of energy to where you're most pulled to or drawn to. So good luck in your journey. It's not easy, but it is worth it if you're looking for something ultimately with more freedom and independence. So in no way are you going to work less than 40 hours generally, unless you have some passive income coming in, but you can make this work and you can make it fit your lifestyle a little bit better, I've found. So good luck with all of your plans. I would love to hear about your stories. Please like and subscribe to this video and to me, and you'll hear more about real estate and my journey through leaving W-2s and all kinds of things. There's a variety of topics already in my collection here. So have a great year. Good luck with your plans, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.